Robert Saleh made a very bold decision with his preseason choice. We're going to talk about it with a very special guest and Dalvin Cook. Rumors happening? Let's go. Let's freaking get into it. Zoinks. It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Things are popping, baby, here on the show. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show every gosh darn morning at 7:30. So thanks, everybody, for joining us, whether you're live or watching after the fact. I know not all people are morning people, but also while you're here, check out the article that's accompanying every single video down below with a quick itinerary on things that we're going to talk about with my special guest right here. You know him, Tyson. You know, let's talk Jets friggin' radio joining us on the program. What is up, Tyson, baby?
Paul, how do you have this much energy this early in the morning, my friend? You're already cranking ready to go.
Yeah. First off, I have no idea the answer to that question. And number two, because I'm coming back from ACL surgery, so I'm with this physical therapist twice a week, and I've been doing a couple morning things, like I would do this live show, physical therapy, and then jump to the radio station and do a bunch of other stuff. She said, wow, how much coffee do you drink? I'm like, I've never had a sip of coffee in my life. And she went, what? I'm like, yeah, this is just kind of, I don't really have anything. I just kind of.
No coffee at all?
No, never had a sip in my life. Iced, hot, or any indignation in between, and never have. Can't say. So,
tea? Do you do like hot tea or anything? Do you any caffeine?
No. Yeah, tea tastes like let's be honest. Tea tastes like watered down nonsense. So like I've tried, and I used to be down south where tea is like, hey, have some tea. You know, we're out here in South Carolina. Let's have some tea. And I'm like, oh God. It tastes like piss, like it's disgusting. So no on the tea. I'm very limited on the liquid. Maybe I gotta expand. You know, go beyond the waters and a little soda pop. I gotta try to expand my waters if I can. That's for certain. But regardless, the one thing I do want to get into with here, Tyson, is so Robert Saleh. So he does the press conference every time there's a practice. But yesterday he did some additional media. He appeared on the Michael Kay show. And on the Michael Kay show, at the end of the interview, he was asked, is there any chance Aaron Rodgers plays a second of the preseason? And it was almost kind of like a laugh in the question to set up Robert Saleh. And he said, if it's going to happen for Rodgers, it's going to be that Giants game, but I think we're pretty good, basically. But not only that, he wasn't just talking about Rodgers. He addressed his entire starters, seemingly suggesting that none of his starters are going to play in the preseason because he likes the work they're going to get in joint practices, which is our poll today. We'll get more on that in a second. Tyson, just right off the top, Robert Saleh may be not playing any of his starters in any of these preseason games. What's your initial reaction to that? Right move, wrong move, what?
See, with Aaron Rodgers, I get it, man. Because Aaron Rodgers, you want to preserve him. You know his attention to detail. You know how good of a player is, and he can figure it out. He knows the play. He knows the coordinator. For me, the offensive line is kind of interesting because you want to see them get those reps. But I guess his justification will be like, we have joint practices. That's a similar thing to the preseason. So you're getting those live action against an opponent. You can see what you can do, what you can't do, and work it out there. So maybe that's his justification of it. There is some risk, though, man, because you want that chemistry. The defense is pretty much all together, so you already know what they can do. To me, it's more the offensive side of the ball. But, I mean, I didn't think Rodgers was going to play, so I'm not surprised. But the only thing is the offensive line is my concern.
Yeah, and we're completely in tune. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, if he played, it would have surprised me. Like, oh, there's Aaron Rodgers. Like, I expected zero from Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, he's fine. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm sure he doesn't need the preseason. He's getting these reps in practice. So putting that one aside, that's the thing I'm like, starters? Like, not at all? And we've seen it. It's not like it's rare in the standpoint that it's never been done before. Sean McVay, famously, infamously, however you want to perceive it, a couple years ago, he didn't play him at all in the preseason, any of the starters. So it is a good opportunity for the younger guys on the team, which I like. Again, I know a lot of people hate preseason. I friggin' love preseason. I love the hard knock seeing, even if we didn't have it, stories of these guys fighting for their lives. And this could be the last time they're ever on a football field. And then on the other side of it, the players that become key cogs, the Tony Adams of the world and other players of that nature, they get opportunities and develop chance at Bryce Huff, like go through Javelin Guidry, some of the undrafted free agents, or late Jason Brownlee could be the next guy of these players that weren't the coaching staff has some predictions and guesses on who they believe is going to make the roster, and then surprise happened, like, whoa, we can't, Robert Saleh said Tony Adams is a guy they found out, quote unquote, was impossible to cut after they saw what they saw from him. So I'm excited about that portion of the exam, but I am a little nervous, particularly with offensive line. I figured a guy like Mekhi Becton, although I don't know how he categorizes as starter or non-starter or his health status, but like he's the perfect example of a guy that I would think is a starter if healthy. And if he is, like, man, those preseason reps could be incredibly important. We haven't seen this guy play in like basically 2 years. So
100%. Yeah. Mekhi Becton also, is Joe Tippmann a starter? Because you'd want to see a rookie get a lot of reps as well. That's like, it's a fine line, man. And like you said, but also you get opportunities for Ruckert, which is probably a really good thing too. Get Jeremy Ruckert as many snaps as possible. So I can understand it, but there's some guys, I mean, even like Dwayne Brown coming back from injury, you don't want to push him, but you want to make sure you want to know what you're getting out of him as well too, right? And AVT's coming back. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to see how they react to it. I'm sure the players love it, though. They're probably happy as hell.
I bet, man. Robert Saleh's been honeymooning up. Hey, mandatory minicamp. Nah, let's cut that, players. Yeah. What? Preseason. F the preseason. Yeah. Like they must be losing their gosh darn, everything out there, which is tremendous. Here's one. This is not official. But because, I can't listen or watch enough things. Last night as I'm leaving the radio station, I'm like, let me turn on the Can't Wait podcast. Zach Rosenblatt, The Athletic. Let me just see what they got going on. And one of the final mentions and topics that was discussed is Zach Rosenblatt. This is his opinion, obviously. So I want to make that clear. But, his opinion is that he was some level of skeptical that Zach Wilson plays in this Hall of Fame game. And his rationale for it was the potential backup offensive lineman playing in the game, and they wouldn't want to risk it, basically. Again, this is Zach Rosenblatt's opinion, not reporting a fact. But so I tweet that out. I'm like, wow, that's kind of interesting. I assume Zach Wilson's playing all these games. It's a Zach Wilson show. Let's roll. But a lot of fans criticized, not me, the messenger, but the thought that he wouldn't play with backup offensive linemen, especially if Robert Saleh said he's not playing with starters. So that means, would Zach Wilson ever play in the preseason? So there's some weird rub here, but let's just keep it on the surface level that we're potentially expecting here, where Zach Wilson potentially not even playing in the Hall of Fame game is, again, same thing. Like, you don't want a Mark Sanchez situation from a couple years ago where backup offensive lineman gets hurt, that sort of thing. Is that legitimate?
I think that's ridiculous, to be honest with you. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. You can't hide Zach Wilson, man. That's what it seems like. They hit him the last game of the season against Miami, but now it's like new offense. You got to build his confidence up, and he needs game reps, man. As many reps as possible to improve and work on his craft, and that's it. I don't care, backup lineman, third string lineman. You got to improvise. You got wheels. You can run. You could do things. Sure. Or here's an idea: get rid of the ball quicker. Make better reads. Like you can't hide him, man. You can't baby him anymore. And you need to know if he's going to be your backup quarterback. Because if you're 3 weeks in the camp and he's not really showing you what you want, I'm making a move to get somebody else in here. I'm getting a veteran backup because this is an all-in team, man. You can't, like, if Aaron Rodgers, God forbid, gets banged up and misses a game or two, and you need to get that win to win the AFC East, and you don't trust Zach Wilson, then you have a problem. So I mean, I give him reps, man. I'd be disappointed if he doesn't play in the Hall of Fame game.
I would be as well. First off, because personally, I'm going to be there. I would love to see Zach Wilson in person, and for both the preseason action of just seeing these guys, because also it kind of picks it up a little bit. Like, I get Chris Trevler's like cult classic thing among the fans, and then Tim Boyle apparently has looked like hot garbage in practice, so maybe he can pick it up because he's intimately familiar with the scheme. But like that one, to me personally, I want to see vested interest, and quite frankly, to be blunt, Zach Wilson playing raises the ability, and I know it's not to a Rodgers level, but raises the ability. He was the number 2 overall pick. That increases the odds for the wide receivers to get better balls. Chris Trevler, You know, I don't think he could throw a ball forward. Did you see the brutal CJ Uzama miss that Thursday Night Football game? He goes, huh! And then just like skipping a rock. Uzama was like, what the hell? And it like hit him at his feet. And I'm like, what in God's green earth? And then Tim Boyle, like I said, has not looked great so far. So, you know, I want to see him. He needs the reps. And quite frankly, if Aaron Rodgers is going to be the starter, as obviously he's going to be, you know, that's a stupid thing to say. But I just mean with him obviously being the starter, Zach Wilson's only real reps outside of injury, God forbid, is preseason. So don't you want to get a good, you know, view, a good look after all these months to see, has he picked it? Again, I don't expect him to walk on water, but, you know, some level of progress that we've seen a little bit in practice with some of the no-look passes and things of that nature. Like, that's where I want to see. That's the progression that I think is necessary.
And you got to rebuild his confidence. He was battered and bruised last year, man. He looked completely demoralized. So you got to build it up, and you give him easy throws, easy plays, complete some passes. It's like, you know, you got to keep building him up, and hiding him isn't the answer, man. You got to get him out there. And you made a really good point about, too, let him spread the ball around. Get these young guys, get the Jason Brownlee, get Gibson, get all these guys some catches to showcase their skill set to make the team.
Yeah. Let's, I don't even know how to introduce it. This is just weird. It's like a stray bullet, I think is the best way. That a drive-by just happened. It's the wrong house. I'm like, whoa. I don't know who Ronnie is. What's going on here? I got a couple of bullet holes in my front door. Sean Payton, what the hell? Like, oh my God, just a brutal attack. By the way, I thought Robert Saleh, for all things considered, handled it well and in a funny way. So add some extra juice potentially to that Week 5 Jets-Broncos game coming up, because remember, Denver's the same place they lost AVT. They lost Breece Hall. Like, man, I think that's a game. I don't think a lot of people are giving it credence, because obviously it's sandwiched between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. So not trap game, but like overlooked in the importance. That's going to be a super emotional game. And then now you add this random Sean Payton stuff. What did you think when you heard? I was like, Sean Payton, what the hell? Like, where did that come from? A Super Bowl champion? Robert Saleh said on the Michael Kay show, quote unquote, he expected more from someone like that. So yeah, that one was weird, man.
I thought it was a classless comments by Sean Payton. I think that usually it's the coaching fraternity is like a brotherhood. They're all brothers, man. Right. And you never kind of disparage somebody once they leave. And it's almost like he took on this job. He realizes how much of like a rebuilding effort it is, and he's already making excuses in July. Like, hold on, you know I promised big things, but I'm inheriting a mess here. Kind of like, you know what? Let me just keep piling on the former regime to justify my first year of being bad. But I thought it was classless. I thought it was cheap. And it's like, now it's to the point where the Jets are going to take it personal, as they should. And it's like, this is the kind of game where, you know what, if you're up like 45-3 in the fourth quarter, they're going to keep throwing the ball. Like, we're going to bury you and make our own statement. And I thought Saleh handled it great, man, because you saw the players rally around him. Like, Saleh's always classy. He's always classy, respectful to the opposing team, the opposing coach, everybody else. But now he's like, you know, I'm going to stick up for my team. Like, you're going to keep coming at us. We're coming back at you too, man. We're not pushovers. But weird. It's almost like Sean Payton thought he was still on TV, right? Like, it's like, do you realize he's a coach now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because normally in my history of watching guys and even sometimes getting to talk to people behind the scenes, when a player goes from the field to the booth, and I'm just talking player, I know Sean Payton didn't play, he was a coach, but you know, when you normally have that player transition to the booth, they're normally a little hesitant to criticize, because that's their brothers. They were just in the inner fraternity circle, and now all of a sudden, like, they're asked, whether in an analyst role or you know, color analyst, play-by-play, or like a studio host kind of thing, they're asked, hey, did that guy suck last week or what? And you're like, you know, we don't. And then all of a sudden, once you get removed from the game a little bit, you're like, yeah, total jerk. Yeah, let me tell you. And you feel a little bit more free to start, you know, slinging crap around. But man, Sean Payton, yeah, that was kind of weird. And to your point, you know, it's there is this brotherhood, or supposed to be, apparently, of coaches. So we'll see. Because both, and I never thought about your point, Tyson, but it makes a lot of sense by saying Hackett. Good Lord, one of the worst coaching jobs I've ever seen in football history, which means that in theory, Sean Payton, if he were to continue to slap that out, he's in this great honeymoon. Anything I would do is better than that piece of crap. And they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I didn't think about it in the weird way of like kind of covering your own cheeks. Yeah. You know, so he promised playoffs in the same interview. He went like, I'm going to be pissed if we're not in the playoffs. So like, he's like setting this bar. And then if he does it, he's like, well, remember, worst coaching job in NFL 100%. History the last time. That's a brilliant point there. That's a brilliant point. I love that. All right, let's get to a couple other things. Here. And again, all of you guys, while you guys are watching, feel free to like the video and hit the subscribe button. But also, I would also like it if you guys would check out the article that's down below. Again, we talked about Robert Saleh making the bold prediction of potential, or not prediction, but bold prediction of not doing it 10. Oh yeah, this was scary. Garrett Wilson. Oh my goodness. I'm on the radio. I'm getting tweets. Paul, is he okay? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Don't do this to me. I'm on the radio. What? And all of a sudden now I'm like, host, hang on. Wait. Search. I'm like, Garrett Wilson, search videos. I'm like, oh God. Oh God. And then people are like, Paul, stop overreacting. I'm like, I'm on the air and people are tweeting at me, Garrett Wilson limping. Whoa, how else am I supposed to react, for Pete's sake? So thankfully it doesn't look serious. Although, as several people noted to me on my live stream last night, Robert Saleh doesn't have the best track record of saying, oh, he's fine. Oh my God, he lost both legs. Oh, good Lord, have mercy. Or on the other side, oh, he's really hurt. Wow, he's walking again. Not sure what happened there. So again, the track record for Saleh isn't ideal, which has scared a few fans hearing that it's nothing. So I guess they were scared really no matter what would have transpired out of yesterday.
Yeah, that's the one player that's been lighting up training camp. You're like, that's like a superstar on the rise. And you're like, you see him get banged up. You're like, no way. The first thing is, thank God it's only July 27th and not like August 27th, because then we're like, you know what? Then you start sweating a little bit. But he practices the way he plays, man. Full speed, full energy, full effort, and you respect it and you love it. Unfortunately, it's the nature of the game, man. This is going to happen. You saw Joe Burrow get hurt yesterday, which scared everybody. So you just hope that, and you're right, you're not going to get the truth from Saleh ever. He's rarely right. So you just hope he's going to be all right. They're not going to rush him back. He'll be a guy who won't be playing in the preseason. So hopefully, he's ready to go, in September.
Yeah, here's one of the ways I described it is I look at Garrett Wilson like he's a 10. If I was out at the bar, I'm like, okay, look at that 10. And when he's around other lower level people, let's call them 6s, maybe even 7s, being around a 10 increases your own profile. So all of a sudden, boop, 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 those people around are like hotter. You're like, yeah, nice. Okay. I'm a little shallow Hal with the drinks. Okay. I like what's going on here. However, when you remove Garrett Wilson's 10, you look at the rest of the Jets wide receiver room, you see a bunch of 7s and 6s, like, oh, it's nowhere near as attractive. Yeah. So I feel like you need Garrett Wilson because he's that game changer. He's someone the defenses have to prepare for. The other guys I think are really good with Garrett Wilson. I'm like, oh yeah, Lazard, what a solid, great number 2. Corey Davis, what a great number 2, number 3, whatever way you want to perceive it. They have Mecole Hardman, some of these splashes, but all of a sudden you remove Garrett. All of a sudden, I think this room lacks that luster, quite frankly, Tyson. So that's a big injury to try to prevent, obviously.
Yeah, there's a lot of very good complementary players, role players. Then you're going to really see the skill set of Hackett and Rodgers, though, spreading the ball around, maybe maximizing Ruckert, maybe maximizing Hardman downfield. But I mean, this offense is built for Garrett Wilson, man. It's just, he can just make it so dynamic and so explosive. The defense has to focus on him all the time. So hopefully it's nothing, man. Like, we all held the breath at the same time. We're like, no, it's almost like that Jet thing where we're so excited. You wait for something bad to happen. And it's like, dang, there it is. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Rich Eisen talks about it all the time. The other shoe to drop is how he's been trained. Again, for me, I try to be as optimistic as possible, and it's just in my nature to do so. But yeah, I've heard a lot of Jet fans be saying that. That's for sure. A couple quick ones before we get out of here, because guys, these are 20-minute episodes. I could talk to Tyson all day, but we're already at minute 19, baby. Quickly, Dalvin Cook in minutes will be joining Good Morning Football live on the NFL Network, so he will be doing that appearance before he visits with the Jets. He'll be at their team facilities and also performing a physical with the Jets here on Friday. Things could move very quickly. Raw thoughts here. Are you all for the Jets putting pen to paper?
100%. Get it done. I mean, once you walk into Florham Park, you see that beautiful, beautiful facility. You meet Aaron Rodgers, you meet Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, and you talk to Breece Hall. Breece Hall, are you cool with this? Let's be a tandem. Let's go for it. If everybody matches up, the money's not going to be crazy, man. The Jets have cap space. I'm not going to overspend for him, but I think he wants to win in this market. Do it, get it done. And the thing is, like, it's an upgrade over what we have. Like, it's an upgrade. Definitely. Like, it's not sliding Michael Carr, it's not sliding Bam Knight, but you got to get a little bit better, and you have an opportunity to do it with a proven guy that's been there, done that in the NFL, home run hitter. Aaron Rodgers obviously likes him because he didn't get his sign off on it. Get it done, dude. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the only. I don't want to even go as far as a concern. I'm just interested because remember when there was flirtations or rumors, however you want to describe them, between the Jets and Ezekiel Elliott, which Robert Saleh shut down, but the initial rumors, Brees Hall, Michael Carter came out on social media and were like, "We're good, LOL, blah blah blah," like we're good with our room. And I have no one defending their own room, but they did it of their own volition. Again, making it seem like it would be an issue if they brought him in, because that's what you're doing. If you put that out there and then the Jets would have signed Zeke, all of a sudden you look very weird because the reporter goes, didn't seem like you liked that move on Twitter. Thoughts? And it's a distraction. Those are things that can happen. If you just say nothing and just kind of handle your own business, that's where we could go. So Brees Hall, again, now we're in 2023. What is that millennial tweeting? What does that mean? How do I interpret that? Yeah, there's journalism for you. He tweets out LOL shortly after the news. I'm like, good, bad, nothing. I don't know. So hopefully, to your point, that's all copacetic, and they don't worry about this kind of crap because honestly, it's to help Brees. It's almost like it's not me, it's you, or it's not you, it's me. That sort of thing. That honestly, if he's here, you could be more careful coming back from the ACL. You don't want to rush it and get hurt anyway from that perspective. So we'll see. We'll keep you guys posted on social media as soon as Dalvin Cook hits. I am doing that at the same time as I'm doing this show. I've got skills, as the kids say. Anywho, one more, Tyson, before we get you out of here, and we're doing it, and I've been yelling about it on Boy Green Daily every single day. We're doing a free contest. Again, free, which is my favorite flavor, free, a Jets schedule prediction contest. You fans, tell me, who do you believe the Jets are going to beat this year? Who they're going to lose to in their final regular season record? All the details are in the link down below. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and you'll have a chance to do so. So again, click the link, sign up, and you can win a free Jets jersey of your choice. There's some badass ones coming out. Real quick, Tyson, what is your schedule prediction for 2023 for the Jets?
Definitely sweeping the Patriots. I just got to put that out there. You got to sweep the Patriots, split with the Bills, split with the Dolphins, most likely. I'm going to say 11-6, man. That's kind of where we're going.
Sign me up.
Yeah, and and I also think that 11 wins is going to be necessary to make the playoffs, man. I think the AFC is going to be
Wow.
Yeah, I think or maybe at least 10, because it's going to be so competitive in the AFC. Where
definitely 10 at least.
Conference record is going to matter, division record is going to matter, all that stuff's going to matter. But I'm thinking 11-6, man, and confident. And anything less than that, you get down to that 9-win, something went wrong, and it's a complete disappointment.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, especially 9 wins in nowadays with a 17-game schedule. We're talking one game above 500. That's mediocre. 9-8? That's what you got with Aaron Rodgers? Like, okay, that's what you get with Chris Strevler or Mike White. Like, okay, I guess it's the kind of year we had. Aaron gosh darn Rodgers. What the hell? 9-8. So, hell no. We better not be getting no 9-8. That's for damn sure. Anywho, well, Tyson, this goes by so fast, man, but I appreciate you hopping on. It certainly won't be the last time, brother. Feel free to give a plug on your way out here where everyone can hit up you and also watch your great shows.
Well, first of all, thank you for your time, man. You are just cranking out content. Your energy is infectious, man. I just admire everything you're doing. So let's talk Jets on YouTube. Let's @Talk Jets Radio, Instagram and Twitter, and we stream all the time. We're not as professional as you are. You're all organized, professional, and all established. We're a little more chaotic, but we have a lot of fun, man. So we're just enjoying it.
And fun. That's the thing I love about the streams. Every single time, that is a guarantee. Going to my Tommy Boy, guaranteed piece of crap in a box. Guarantee you're going to get some entertainment. That's for damn sure, which I love. Tyson, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning live at 7:30 for another Boy Green Daily. God bless. Thanks, everybody.